What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk to you about a story that broke overnight that happened yesterday out there in Cobb County, Georgia. Powder Springs, Georgia, to be exact. Shout out. And it's about a mother and stepfather, both in their 70s. So these are elderly people that were gunned down by the mother's 31-year-old son, who's a live-in son, at the house before turning himself into police or having police coax him outside the house. Now, I'm one of them people where, I was raised old school. By the time you was 18 years old, you had to have a plan, either military, a job, or some type of activity to where you were moving forward, like college or something, to where you would justify being an adult and staying in the house if you had to do that. But you had to have a plan. Long time ago, you'd ask people what they want to be when they grow up. And little kids would already have an idea. Now, a lot of times it didn't turn into that, but they had plans and they had goals and they wanted to achieve things and be somebody. Nowadays, it's not like that. I want you to take a look at this story and we'll come back. It's not a lot on this, a lot of information out. Suspect's not even named. We just got the age of these people so far until this guy goes to court, which is probably today or tomorrow. But take a look at what they got so far.
Well, we have breaking news now at 6 p.m. People say that 2 people have just died after shooting in a quiet Powder Springs neighborhood. The suspect is a 31-year-old man who is now in custody for killing his mother and stepfather. Atlanta News First's Justin Berger is in that neighborhood. And Justin, crime scene investigators just left the home.
Yeah, Victor, they just left the home, which is right here behind me on Yoshino Terrace, after more than 5 hours of being here. Take a look at some of this video from earlier. This is what this very quiet street looked like this afternoon. Crime scene tape and blue lights surrounding a home in the 5300 block. Powder Springs police say they found the 2 victims, both in their mid-70s, shot inside the home. They were rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but police just told us within the hour that both of them have died. From outside her window, a neighbor says she saw a man come outside the home with his hands up. Officers had their guns drawn. Neighbor after neighbor tell me this is an extremely out of the ordinary here.
This is a really nice neighborhood. Nothing really happens ever here. It's pretty quiet, really nice people. Yeah, this was a shock to me. I've never experienced anything like this in this neighborhood before.
No charges yet filed against the man who Powder Springs police say shot and killed his mother and stepfather. Police do tell us tonight there is no threat to this community. Live from Powder Springs in Cobb County, Justin Berger, Atlanta News First.
A quiet Powder Springs neighborhood upended this afternoon. Police say a 31-year-old man shot and killed his mother and stepfather inside of their home. Atlanta News First Justin Berger is live for us at the Powder Springs Police Department tonight. And Justin, this really shook up all the people that you spoke with.
Yeah, it did, Cindy. Not a lot of personal interaction between the folks that I spoke with and the victims nor the suspect, but they say this is completely out of the ordinary in their neighborhood.
Yoshino Terrace, not the place you normally see police tape and crime scene investigators.
It's very, very quiet over here. Very quiet. You hardly ever see people outside, even kids.
Carla Long works overnights. She was sleeping around the time police say a 31-year-old man shot his mother and stepfather inside this home.
I just looked out my window and then I saw a man coming out his house with his hands up, and then officers had their guns drawn.
The suspect, who also lived at the home, is in custody. The victims, both in their mid-70s, were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. They died only a few hours later.
This is a really nice neighborhood. Nothing really happens ever here. It's pretty quiet, really nice people. Yeah, this was a shock to me. I've never experienced anything like this in this neighborhood before.
Crime scene investigators remained on scene well into the afternoon, a jarring experience for years-long residents.
So I just go in the house and lock the doors and pray nobody comes in on me.
Now, police say there is no threat tonight. I've been back and forth with Powder Springs police officers working to figure out exactly what happened inside of that home and what potential charges the suspect could face. Live from Powder Springs in Cobb County, Justin Berger, Atlanta News First.
All right, guys. Another incident of kids turning their ire against their own parents. Now, I got an article up here, right? And it has a little bit more information. And I mean, it's small, but it names the victims and their ages, the ages of the people. Okay, it says Powder Springs police said the two elderly victims in a Saturday shooting were the mother and stepfather of 31-year-old suspect who was taken into custody. The shooting happened on a home on Yoshino Terrace a little after noon yesterday. So noon Saturday is when this happened. On Sunday, Powder Springs PD said the 31-year-old suspect is named as Martin Dewberry. He faces 2 counts of murder, 8 counts of aggravated battery, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Police were called to the domestic incident Saturday, saying that they found 2 victims in their late 70s, both with gunshot wounds. 2 victims were taken to the hospital and listed in critical condition, where they later died. On Sunday, police said those victims were as follows. These are the names of the victims. 72-year-old Monica Brookins, the mother, the biological mother of Dewberry, and 73-year-old John Wells. So a 72 and a 73-year-old people are killed by a 31-year-old man. I don't know if he's the youngest son or not. Hell, it don't matter. But I mean, we've seen stories. I've done multiple stories about older men living in the house with their parents or daughters, men and women. At 31 years old, you should have carved a nice niche out in your own life. But they said he lived there with his parents at 31 years old. And now they're dead in their house that they let him live in. Like I told you, when we were younger, man, a lot of us that was raised old school, you had to have a fucking plan. When you got to 12th grade, you would get that talk. This is the last year. You better have something in place. Because it was no tomorrow. Nowadays, a lot of people put things off. We got a whole bunch of procrastinators out there in the world nowadays. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Watch. A lot of people that say they're going to do something and don't do anything. This is crazy. 31 years old, you could have moved. If these people got on your nerves that bad, your mom got on your nerves that bad, you living in her house, she got on your nerves in her house, you could have left. Could have had your own shit. We don't know what this is about, but I do know you don't kill people that offer you refuge and take care of you and put a roof over your head. There's other options of how you can deal with people that get on your nerves. One of them is by subtracting yourself from that situation. This man took a gun and shot his mom and his stepdad. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to show you, here it is, the holiday season, and murder never takes a day off. We don't know what this could have been about. Could have been about stolen money. Could have been about him not doing what he's supposed to do to get on his fucking feet. You know, could have been about disrespect. He's 31 years old, you know what I'm saying? Still a man. And that's the thing. Regardless if somebody's your kid or not, once they become men and they're living in your house, they're still men. There's only so much they're going to take or so much they're going to give before being dominant and territorial, whether it's their room or whatever. It's just upsetting that this type of stuff happens. But a lot of times when you think you helping your kids by letting them stay with you, you're really hurting yourself and hurting them in the long run. I'm going to leave it at that, man. It's just a tragedy all the way around the board, man. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.